If you have watched my first video, now you have a simple EMI tracker that shows you monthly payments clearly. But what if I told you that you don't need to drag the formula at all? No more copy pasting, no more risk of errors, and get it updated dynamically if you need to change anything. Well, in this part, we are going to do that, automate the entire EMI calendar with the LET and LAMBDA function. So this all stuff we're going to do in Excel. I'm Faraz Shaikh, Microsoft MVP. Welcome back to my channel, Excel Exciting. So let's make this tracker a bulletproof tracker together. Just a quick recap, my friends, for who are joining for the first time. So if you have seen the EMI statement, it comes like this. You have 3 months plan, 2 installments paid, and remaining 1. So as you can see over here that I have 1 installment paid and 6 months, which is this installment. So when it's going to end, I have no clue on my statement. So this is what we're going to do it today. And to do that, first thing what we need to build is that we need to know how many installments are remaining. So as you can see from this data set, the most important column is remaining months and the monthly amount. These two are the input variables what we would need to get and final result when and how much amount we'll be paying it in each month. Now, first part of the formula which we are going to build is we are going to build the months which is over here. So now from this statement, what we see, we have remaining months over here, and we need to get it to 11 months all across over here. So now the first value is 2 months, so it would be 1 and 2, and we need this value over here. And again, we need the same value on the second month. So by this way, we can get that exactly the statement what we need to see. So let's build the months, which is very important for us. Let's go and build that formula. Just simply taking what we're going to call a max. Now I'm going to select the maxed value from this range, which is over here. And the max value is coming as 11. So in case if I have 13 over here, so it's going to come 13, and the maximum columns it's going to spill across. So let's turn back that again to 1, and you got 11 over here. And now this 11 number is a magical number. What we're going to do is we're going to call an sequence function. Okay, I got 2 equals to over there. That's extra power in Excel. So comma, and I'm going to say it in columns because yes, we don't need it in rows, we need it into columns. So 11 columns, and my start will be 0, and I'll let you know why it is 0, and 1 step. So we got these 11 months all across our columns. Now we're going to simply copy this construction of the formula, and we're going to wrap it into end of month, EO month. And in that EO month, we're going to call a function called today, or even you can give a date what you are trying to build it up, comma, and the months exactly. We're going to paste that sequence function formula which we have created, close the parentheses, enter. Now once we are done with this part of the formula, you're just simply going to get these end of month date, which I'm going to change it with the help of the formatting, coming to the date, and just go and select this formatting. I would prefer to have this one, and this works like magic. So we are done with the part 1 of the formula. We got our months placed in every column. Now let's go and build the second part of the formula, which is really interesting and which is slightly tricky, but let's go and build it. So I would just like to spill this information 2 times. So this value should come 2 times over here. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to call the sequence function again. So sequence is our best friend over here today. So sequence equals to sequence and comma, and the column, number of columns. Yes, this is the number of columns. I want to get it split. And what will be my start number? No, I don't need a start number. I would just say blank, and step will be 0. Close parentheses, enter, and you can see everywhere it has split 1. Now 1 multiplied by that monthly amount will give you that same value. And when we fill down, and you can see it is spilling across all the ways. It doesn't look so easy as it is right now because we are going to build a function which is a bulletproof. Now, so what I'll be doing is I will be, in case if I just reference this entire one over here, entire range of remaining months, and then when I'll remove all this, you can see we got a scalar value. Okay, so this is only one value, vector value, which is we are getting it one value, which we need to get a split across all these columns. Now, to get this, we need to take some help of the reduce function, and we need to understand something with the lambda. What we will doing it with the lambda function, we're going to call this as A and we call this as B. Now, with the help of the reduce function, I'm going to call this as my entire array, and my first array will go and say, okay, fine, you get me 1 and 1. And then when I run to the B, it will be saying that, okay, you have to get 11, 1, but A is already there, so it's going to get and accumulate that information. So with the help of the reduce function, I'm going to bring this value together. So when I will be calculating over here, so this becomes A and this becomes B. So it will be the construction of these two rows. So I hope I can able to show it to you well. So let's remove all this and let's start building that formula. And I'll be doing it with the help of the let function. So I'm going to say option enter and alt enter for my Windows friends who are using the Windows version of the Excel. So let, and I usually like to declare my variable with a name. So here I'm going to call this as I'll call this as a calculation because it's full of calculations. And in this calculation, I will be calling first as the reduce function, which is red. Okay, so that reduce function, and I would need an initial value when I'm declaring the reduce function. So the reduce function initial value will be the quotes, and the array will be nothing but the one which is created over here. Okay, so this is my array which will be over here, comma. Now this array, it's asking for a function. Now if I'm going to go and enter, it's not going to work. So what we'll be doing is basically I'll be calling a lambda function, and I'll say that, okay, A comma B, these are my two new variables, and I'm going to stack my A variable with VSTACK function. And when I do the VSTACking of this one, and it's going to ask me A, that's the first variable, and the B will be my second one, which will be processing that sequence, close parentheses, and again close, and that's close the function, and alt enter and option enter for the Mac, underscore, I'm going to call this as result, and underscore calc, comma, and underscore res, and close parentheses, enter. Now I'm getting an error over here. Why is that error coming? So let's try to go and debug this error. The reason why I'm getting this error is because, oh, so I missed a comma over here, and it's always been said that hide and seek, it's the biggest player of an hide and seek, comma and semicolon in the programming languages. So I don't know. So I got this one. Yes, this is exactly what we need now. And I will be just simply using another function which is called as a drop function, and then I'm going to say that drop how many rows, and I'll say that, okay, first row you please drop it, and I got that values 1 1 1 1, which I showed it to you. Now this reduce function is really powerful, and we are seeing the power of that coming in. And now what we will be doing, we'll be doing nothing, just simply multiplying this by the entire range of this amount, enter, and we got that amounts over here. And now you can see all these amounts are coming over here. We can make it into proper number formatting, and here it's working very well, and this is how it looks. We see these errors popping up on our cells. It can be solved very easily just by if error function. And if error, if the value is giving you an error, then do nothing, just give me a blank value, close parentheses, and we got this one. Wow, this is super crazy stuff going on right now over here. So now what we will do is the next part, we need to get the total columns over here. Now to get that total column, what we will be doing in our lambda, we are going to go and again VStack that. So let's go and first VStack this one. So let me take this function, copy it from here and put it back again over here, Alt Enter and paste it. And I'm going to take this one and first I will just build this one and I'll be calling this as my month and comma and paste this value, comma, and let's see how it works. Month, enter. Okay, so this is working fine. So now my entire formula is over here. So my month is working fine. And now I will call something called stack data, comma, and I will say VStack underscore months, comma, month, comma, and that calculation value, close parentheses, enter, and this is again missing comma. Yes, so we are still referencing it to the month. That's why it is reading the line of the month. And when we say stack data, it's going to go and read the line of stack data. So now we got it in one place, everything. And now the next part is important. Let's break it up and say underscore row total, comma, and I will be calling that as BYCOL. BYCOL is another helper function for lambda, and my array is nothing but my calculations, comma, and what would I like to do with that? I would like to just sum, comma, and then I would call that in my calculation as my underscore as total row, enter, and now I got my total rows without any hassles. You can see it's working fine. It's working seamlessly. Oops. So let me just put it up again in one place so you can see everything. And it's really dynamic. So let's say that if I made it 3, so you can see on the chart, the numbers are also getting increased. And this all part is been constructed into one part of the formula. And now what we can do, we can take it to the another next level and we will copy this over here from here, the entire formula. Let's go to Excel Labs, and in the Excel Labs, we're going to go to module, and if you don't have Excel Labs, you can go and download, and you can see already I have created this end of month over here, and we're going to say EMI.2 equals to, and I'm going to paste that entire formula which is over here, and this is to be separated by semicolon because I have 2 lambdas working right now, so this will be separated by that, and I will call lambda. I'll be taking the same names over here from here, copy, and I'm going to paste it, remaining months and EMI, and basically I will close this lambda. So now instead of having this over here as month, I will call this F12, which is the remaining months. I'm going to copy and replace it with remaining months. So let's go and change the all occurrence, right click, and here you have an option to change all occurrence and paste that. So all the places it has changed that one. Press the escape key. Now we just simply need to change the EMI amount, which is over here, and we pasted the value of an EMI. So let's go and save this value, save this lambda basically, and close this one. Now I'm going to delete this. I'm going to take a big risk right now. We delete it, equals to EMI.2. Okay, so it says remaining months. Okay, this is my remaining months, comma, how much is my EMI amount, monthly EMI, this is my monthly EMI, close parentheses, enter. Works like magic. It worked like magic. Now you have a fully dynamic EMI planner. Change any amount, any month, and Excel will update it automatically. This kind of things I wish the loan statement give us, but they don't. And if you want this file, just comment below and I'll share it to you. And if you want me to build any other kind of tracker where you have something kind of very challenging stuff, do let me know and I'll be very happy to do that. And that's all for today, my friend. This is Faraz and you're watching Excel Exciting. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll be coming soon in my next video. Till then, take care. Happy learning. Bye.